when you're not paying rent, your money can go a whole lot farther. I had never experienced that. I'm not giving these mofos over $1,200 a month. That $1,200 is staying with me. You can do a lot with that. Like, I was only paying for gas, honey. Food. Hey, y'all. So I wanted to come and make this video about how I made the best of car life, how I enjoyed car life, because I did, okay? I had a good time. I'm not even gonna lie. It's like being able to turn a situation of homelessness and being in your car into something positive. For me, I made it positive because for the first time I wasn't paying rent. For the first time in my life, I was not paying that high ass rent that I was paying in Texas. And in Texas, they really brought that on themselves, because right after I had surgery, they tried to shoot up on my rent, $519. In Texas, rent is not regulated. They do whatever they want to do. And I put the finger up to it. I'm not paying you that. I can't. I was no longer working at JP Morgan. So I'm not, no. And the apartment wasn't worth it. The fuck? Like, I can't. I hate Texas. I hate Texas with a passion. So I put up the deuces to that and wound up doing car life. Now, the thing about it, I did stay in maybe an Airbnb or a hotel probably at least twice a week. Just because I was able to do that on the savings that I had. And later on, when I started working for a remote company in New Mexico, then I was able to, flex with my spending a little bit. But for the most part, I enjoyed sleeping in the car in the fucking mountains in New Mexico. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. New Mexico, Oregon, I was in Washington. I took a whole trip down the coast from Washington to California Redwoods. I hiked the entire West Coast from Washington. I didn't just drive road trip down it and get out and see sights. No, I hiked every beach. I hiked every trail. I mean, when I tell you the entire coast of Washington and Oregon, I know it like the back of my hand. I hiked that entire coast. But for the most part, that's when I got active. I was the healthiest I've ever been. I had to stop at the California Redwoods right outside of Crescent City because it started snowing. It was February at that time, and I'm not built to get stuck out in this no, I wasn't built for that. So I wound up going back to New Mexico. And that's where I hung out for a while, just like hiking, staying in the mountains. Under the stock. I can't gush about it enough. I enjoyed car life. When you're not paying rent, your money can go a whole lot farther. I had never experienced that. I'm not giving these mofos over $1,200 a month. That $1,200 is staying with me. You can do a lot with that. Like, I was only paying for gas, honey. Food. Like, of course, I'm not going to say it was always easy, just because that was around the time car life was getting to be a big thing. And a lot of corporations, companies, and states were making it difficult for you to just sit and park somewhere. Like, there were certain times when I was harassed by like security, or even one time in a Target parking lot in New Mexico, I had police knocking on my window saying, hey, they don't want anyone here, just sitting here, like shit like that. That was very fucking weird. But for the most part, I had a great time with it. Oregon was probably the best state for car life for me. I was on the beaches. I was I can't talk about it enough. I loved it. I really did. My money for the first time was just completely mine. The only thing I had to worry about was what I was going to eat, and for the most part I even stretched my money with that. I downloaded, like, sometimes I had these apps, and if they had a deal I would go and get the deal. So I would stretch my money as best as I could. It wasn't like I was just blowing it on while I lived on the road. No. And I did car life for a year. I did it for 1 year. And this hell, I mean, sometimes Subway would have like what was it, not the foot long, but the 6-foot meal for like $4.99. I would go, like, there are ways that you can save. And if you want to live on the road, if you want to experience just the freedom of road tripping and car lifing, you can do that. I know that they're trying to make it difficult now, but you just got to be smart with it. So I learned a couple tricks. My first trick, if I was going to spend the night in my car or sleep in my car, I normally always did it at an emergency room. Emergency room or a hospital, not a private hospital, some local big hospital, like where you don't look suspicious. They don't know you from Peter Pan. They don't know if you're waiting on a parent or if you're sleeping in your car because you're waiting. They don't know anything. So most times, if I was tired, if I needed to pull over from driving, or if I just needed somewhere to stay, I was stay for the night. I would sleep in an emergency room parking lot. Perfectly fine. Put my stuff up on my windows if I even needed to do that. Most times I didn't even need to do that. I would crank my seat back, turn that heat warmer on for a couple minutes while I let my car run. If it was cold, turn the car off, wrap up in a blanket, and go to sleep. It was simple for me. And then thank God for a seat warmer, because in those times, like in Oregon, even in New Mexico, when it gets super cold at night, even in California, when it got cold at night, that seat warmer, I would crank that car up when I got cold, put that seat warmer on, bundle up, let it run for about 10 minutes with the heat, cut it off, go right back to sleep. And it worked for me. Now, I had multiple. I think I had 3 gym memberships if I wanted to go and shower, but I was big on working out at that time, so I had 3 memberships. I had one. They were different. They had to be different because when I was in the Southwest, when I was in New Mexico and that area, I went to a private gym. And when I was in Washington and up in that area, Washington and lovely Oregon, I loved Oregon, I had another gym membership. So it was different for me. I know some people do Planet Fitness. I did Planet Fitness once. I didn't really care for it. But those private gyms, I was able to like sleep in my car or stay in the parking lot or go in, work out, take a shower, go back, or go for a hike, come take a shower, work, like whatever I wanted to do. Nobody hassled me for it. It wasn't expensive. Hell, I think the most expensive one that I tried to do was Lifetime because I wanted to swim at like different times, and I couldn't. I probably did that for a month while I had the the deal, and then I was like, fuck that, I'm not doing that. But you can pay for a gym membership, get you a shower, wash your hair, do what you want to do. I was also, like I said, doing an Airbnb or a hotel about 2, maybe 3 times a week. 4, maybe 5 days a week, I was on the road. I was sleeping in my vehicle. I was in the mountains. I was by the beach. I was in the woods, especially in Oregon, those beautiful tall trees, nobody for miles. I'd go get food in a cooler, put it in the trunk from like Whole Foods or wherever I was going, Target. I did a lot of like placing my order online through the app, pick it up, take it with me to the woods, take it with me on a hike, whatever. I mean, you can do it if you want to do it. There are so many people on YouTube who are doing car life. I started out watching other people, but I mean, circumstances hit and I just struck out and did it. And I made do with what I could. And like I said, if you're not paying rent, your money can go far. You will figure it out. The only thing I had to pay at that time in my life was car insurance. So money that I had and money that I later had coming in, I did what I wanted. If I wanted an Airbnb, I got an Airbnb. But I only limited myself to that, like I said, 2 to 3 times a week. Other than that, I would pay for like $5 to get in the hot springs. I would hang out in the hot springs. Most times I would just find cheap, free stuff to do. But man, if you want to do it, you can do it. If you are homeless, make the best of it. If you got some savings, if you have income, do it. Go explore. That's literally make the best of it. Go see something. Invest. I invested in my photography. That's how I got the good at what I was doing. I was out at night in the woods taking some of the best shots I've ever taken in my life. In the mountains taking some of the best shots I've ever taken in my life. Hanging out with hippies, letting them learning what hanging out with hippies that have lived on the road for a long time, listening to their stories, learning how they do this, how they teach English. That at that time, I mean, there was so many things that I was just picking up while I was on the road, meeting different people. I was meeting people from Canada. I met people from all walks of life. It was the best time. That is honestly a car life, homelessness, making the best of it. That's how you can do it. You can meet people. You can start photography. If you're interested in photography, you got plenty of fucking time to write if you want to write. Hell, you want to learn the fucking America, you want to learn the land and become a tour guide. I met people who were doing that. Go do it. Do what you want to do. So I think that's all that I have. It was just a little short, like a thought that I had about, how I stayed safe. I had a gun also. It's America. I was a carrier. I'm still a carrier, but not here in Vietnam. But for the most part, I didn't run into anything dangerous. I will say that. I never ran into the bear or any, I slept in gym parking lots if I was going to sleep in my car. I slept in the emergency room parking lot if I was going to sleep in my car. But for the most part, I was usually in nature, out of the way. I scoped the area before I rested, or, there are ways. I had binoculars so I can see people or see whatever animals or whatever before they see me. I read online about the safety of certain areas. I avoided certain areas. But for the most part, thankfully, I never ran into anything crazy. I never ran into anything threatening. I was truly out in the wilderness, just minding my business with my camera, having fun, breathing fresh air among the trees. So, I don't know. Maybe this will help somebody. If you want to do it, you can do it. If you don't want to pay that high-ass rent no more, you don't have to. If you have a vehicle, hop in your vehicle. Get on the road. Get you an Airbnb twice a week. Shower up. Go get you a gym membership for the rest of the week so you can shower up, wash your hair. Like, shit, get in there and get a workout in. Make sure you got your body outting while you're on the road. Because you got nothing else to do. Meet some people, meet some friends, write, do photography. You want to become a personal trainer. Hell, do something. Do what you want to do. Because one day, you're going to die. And that's going to be it.